Hello, everyone. My name is KJ, and today's video is my non spoiler review for the new movie, which is in theaters right now, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. This is my non spoiler review. So I'm sure you see it trending. I'm sure you saw the Rotten Tomatoes score from the critics, which was a 44%. And you're not sure if this movie's even worth going out to the movie theaters. Is it even worth going out there pretty much? Or do you want to wait till it hits the streaming? Who knows? Well, let me be the one to convince y'all to go to your local movie theaters and check this out. And let me explain why I loved it, what I didn't like about it. And I'm just not going to spoil nothing, but I'm just going to talk about the movie itself, what it meant, what it's about in a way, without even talking about any particular things that the trailer of the Super Mario Galaxy only reviewed in its trailer. So I won't go into deep spoiler review, so don't worry about that. But if you did want to hear my spoiler review for the new Super Mario Galaxy movie, definitely check that out right now. It's uploaded on the YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment Official channel. So it's already uploaded if you have seen it. But if I convince you to go check out this movie, please let me know in the comments below. Definitely let me know what you think about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So, before I start my non spoiler review, could you guys do one thing for me? Could you hit the thumbs up button, aka the like button? That would help my YouTube channel out, and I thank you guys in advance. So, without further ado, I'm going to do my non spoiler review for Super Mario Galaxy, the movie. Let's go. So, this is a fun, action packed film that takes you on a ride that all ages of Nintendo fans would truly enjoy as we get returning cast members to voice act your favorite iconic Nintendo characters from Chris Pratt to Anna Taylor, and of course, Jack Black as Bowser, and so much more with introducing new Nintendo characters voice acted by Bruce Larson, who plays Rosalina, aka Princess Rosalina to be more particular, as they do their best and bring these characters to life in this animation film that was just a joy of watching. And again, it's very action packed. It feels like a Nintendo story, it feels like a Mario story at its best. This film does cater to both generations of Nintendo fans, whether you grew up from the classic Nintendo days to the right now, the current generation of Nintendo fans, Mario fans, all that. And, you know, the main plot of this movie feels like an adventure movie that only Mario would do. And plus, the other Nintendo characters would only go on. And it just feels right. And honestly, guys, if I had to give this movie a 1 out of 10, this is a 10 out of 10 type movie. This to me is better than the first Super Mario movies. The first one from this from Illumination. The first one's great, awesome, I love it, but this one was just a little bit better. And just because on my personal belief, it had so much going on in there that it just brought up old memories of playing Mario games, from the old ones to the current Mario games or Super Mario Brother games. Whatever version you played, got it all in here. It was very good visually. It looked amazing. The graphics nice, and it just it just felt magical. It just felt like Nintendo. And honestly, guys, it felt like a video game. It felt like me playing a video game. The only difference is I didn't have a Nintendo controller in my hand, but it felt like a video game, and that's what I loved about it. So let me just start off with the things I didn't like about it, and then I'll talk about the things that I did like about it. So there's only two things that I didn't like about this, and honestly, I just think it's not a big deal, but I think it would have been a little bit more unique to the story and other things. So I definitely want to point out the just my things that I just didn't like about it. So there's only two things. The number one, I think it needed to slow down the pace just a little bit because again, this whole film is literally all gas, no brakes. Like it doesn't stop. The action kicks off quick. But there was times in this film where I felt like it needed to slow down because there was so much in one scene. It was just tough to, absorb all that knowledge and let that process of what you're witnessing on the big screen and stuff because again, Nintendo movies, Nintendo games, Mario games in particular are very colorful, are very bright. There's a lot of explosion of colors just popping out at your face, and just hearing the cast members portray like Chris Pratt as Mario and Jack Black as Bowser and stuff, like, so fast paced, it was hard to digest what I hear when they're having dialogue moments, just speaking or talking about what's going to happen and all that stuff. Like, I just wish they slowed down just a little bit at times. But this is a film, especially a Mario movie. It needs to be all gas, no brakes. It needs to be fast paced because because the thing that again I said that I loved about this film was it felt like a video game. And if you play a video game, like any type of Mario game, it's always fast paced. Not like Sonic the Hedgehog fast, just fast as, once you start that game, it's on. Like you better get to jumping, collecting coins, getting your power ups, getting your stars, et cetera, et cetera. Like it just felt that type of vibe. And that was the best part of this film. Now the second thing I didn't like about it, and just me being selfish, I wish there was more for the newer characters with the new voice actors in this sequel. I wish they had a little bit more time in the film to hear them and focus more on those characters instead of obviously I know Mario is the star of it, but he's so well established from the last film. I wish they would just focus a little bit more scenes with the other characters like Princess Rosalina, Bowser Jr., etc., etc. But I just wish they had a little bit more time. But those are the only two things that I didn't like about that film was just those two things. But other than that, I don't think they're that big of a deal to really be upset about. So now I have three things that I did like about this film. And the three things what I liked about this film are just three is the main plot. Like I said, to me, this was a film the it felt like an adventure that I would imagine Mario doing. If I was gonna play if they release a brand new Mario game where it's just him or him and Luigi and more, it just the expectation of this film of the plot just felt like a Mario video game. And it made sense to the way he acted. And there's a lot of silliness and goofiness in this film, which makes sense because the thing you gotta think about is Mario is a video game character. He's not a comic book character like the superhero. When it comes to like a superhero films, whether it's DC Comics or Marvel Comics, we're looking at them as we want to see live action of a Spider-Man be like Spider-Man, which that means he has to be connected to the comic book lore of a Spider-Man, right? Because Spider-Man is a superhero. Mario is just a video game character that's not a superhero, but he's very heroic. And most Mario games, or just Nintendo games in general, they always have a different theme. So, like, example, Mario 64 and Mario Odyssey, two different game consoles. 64 is on the Nintendo 64 game console, and then Mario Odyssey is on the Nintendo Switch, and now also on the Nintendo Switch 2. They're two different storylines, same concept, same mission. Obviously, save the princess. This is a princess needs saving type thing, right? And but with the superheroes, whether you're in the Marvel or the DC comics, those characters, most people want to see live action of inspiration movie stories based off their comic books. This is getting inspiration from Nintendo games from the past, the present, and current future games that possibly could come out based off this movie if they choose to, Nintendo. And so, to me, I know a lot of people, the Rotten Tomato score from the critic side, hated on it because only gave it a 44% of just dislikes because, yes, I agree. Like, whether it's a kid's movie or not, you should never use the excuse of being lazy of creating the main plot, the main story of a film just because it's a kid's film in that category. Of course, I agree. But but Mario is a video game character, you know. The only thing they can get inspiration from is mostly the video game. Yes, I know there's probably comic books written that Nintendo has allowed to publish and other things like that, but mostly the time Mario's stories are based off his the stories of the video games. So when people said it didn't feel like Mario Galaxy the video game, that makes sense because the video games don't have logic in it, right? Like if they're going to do an Avenger movie, right? An Avengers Doomsday, they're going to put logic in there. Make it real times like what would the superheroes be like now in current time? Mario's not that type of character. So the plot of this movie to me is a 10 out of 10 of a storytelling because it makes sense. It matches to what Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Princess Peach, Bowser, Bowser Jr., etc., would do and how they would act. And they live in fictional worlds where Spider Man lives in New York. And usually, when they do live action Spider Mans, they make it look like the real New York in real times. That's why. The second thing that I liked about this film was the cast. Like Brie Larson as Princess Rosalina, she did such an amazing job. And I don't think a lot of people give her enough credit to her acting skills. I like her in Captain Marvel and stuff too. And of course, other films that she's done. So to me, she really knocked this out of the park and she really embraced Princess Rosalina in this. And of course, you know, Chris Pratt, honestly, at first, like most people, it was kind of odd to imagine him voice acting Mario since we're so used to hearing, Mario in the video games. But I think, again, he has stepped up and outdid himself in this film, really voice acting and portraying Mario in a way that feels like Mario from the video game when you hear his voice when you play a Mario game. So I think he really, really outdid himself in this one. And same thing with Jack Black. They all did good. Benny Sadfi did an amazing job as Bowser Jr. I love that he really made sure that he sound annoying because he's a little brat, because he's a junior and he's the villain. And he was also silly with it and stuff and made it look cute. And you felt bad for Bowser Jr. at times, and you felt like, oh, this Bowser Jr. has got to be stopped type moment. Like he really did such a good job, and I appreciated it. And the last thing I loved about it, number three, is the reference from the video games that they reference from the past Mario games slash Super Mario Bros. And the current Mario games and current Super Mario Bros. Games that this current generation recognized, but also the older generation, like myself, remember these particular Mario slash Super Mario Bros. Games. Like they really did a good job, and honestly, they barely scratched the surface of reference and Easter eggs they could have put in this movie. But it's good, don't put it all in one movie. Like spread that out. Like so much content. But I loved it. So if I had to give this again, like I said, if I had to give this 1 out of 10, this is a 10 out of 10 film. This is really great. I hope you guys see this and I hope you guys enjoy it. It was fun. It felt like a fun ride. I just enjoyed seeing what I saw visually. Again, it looks great. And this is a really good Mario film. So that's my non spoiler review. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And if you have seen it, check out my spoiler review about the Super Mario Galaxy movie, where I go on a deeper dive, scene by scene, and come up with some cool theories and predictions that could happen in potential third film or maybe a couple spin-offs. Who knows? But check that out. But thank you guys so much. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Great Talk and Entertainment Official channel. Subscribe. Hit that notification button so you can always update with all my latest content. Thank you guys and peace out.